technically.
As devil's advocate.
Yeah, she wasn't saying that she was going to trap them. She just said, if you want to, like, they're the dumb ones and they don't use condoms.
I mean, but she wasn't lying though.
Yeah.
None of these celebrities be using condoms.
No. Even regular niggas don't use condoms.
But no.
Hey, besties. We hope you got your drinks ready. We hope you're ready to turn the fuck up because it is time for the Unapologetic as Fuck podcast. I'm your co-host, Ash.
And I'm your co-host, Brey. And this is episode 10.
Woo!
Okay, so you already know what we start off with. It's always a check-in with our mood, which is called Mood as Fuck. And Ash, how are you feeling this week? How have you felt this past week?
I don't know. Honestly, this week was like a blur, to be honest. Like now that I'm thinking back, don't really remember anything that stood out. But let me tell you guys, last week, Sunday, I know there was like a hurricane warning or whatever.
She was outside in the hurricane.
I was
or the tropical storm.
In a tropical storm. IGG Tropical Storm Wet Fet Edition. If you weren't there, you missed out. And if you were there, you know it was fucking lit. Yo, honestly, like Lane was telling me, yo, like, you know, people are going to be there, but not as many people. And I didn't know what to really think, but my friends like that I was going with, I went with like 8 or 9 people, and my friends like they never budged. Like it was never even like a thought. Like, are we not going? Like niggas.
Oh, there was like we definitely going.
Like once we heard it was like a tropical storm or whatever the fuck, they were just like, oh, like okay, wet fat, wet fat. So you know, it was like helpful because I was like, all right, well we out. Like I love this. So yeah, we went and it was fucking packed, bro. Like some people had their umbrellas. People, you know, I was
raining the entire day? No?
It stopped like probably like 2 or 3 hours in.
Okay, that's not bad.
So it was fine. I was telling Correct that I was going and he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm out. I am out. And I was ready. It was so lit.
Shorty was ready.
No, seriously. There's another one next week. So yeah, next week there's another one. I'm trying to decide if I can go. But next year you gotta come. To be honest, it raining actually like kind of, I don't know. It made it like better because the paint didn't really stick, so there wasn't a lot to really wash off. But if I show y'all my vaccination card,
it's a hot mess.
It was, first of all, the party was Sunday. I didn't check my wallet until like Tuesday. And because I was talking about vaccination cards, I looked at my vaccination card and my $20 that I had in there, and it was fucking wet still. On top of that, if I show you, it's like pink and purple. Like,
hey, it has flavor. Yeah. It has a little bit of pizzazz.
And now it's like kind of ripped up, but I have the app, so it's good.
And that's on period.
Yeah. How was your week, Brey?
Not much happened. I've been chilling. I've been in pain actually.
Really?
Yeah, because I had my monthly. But I'm much better now, and a girl is feeling freaking new. So
she's outside. She's ready.
I'm outside.
If you outside, link Bree.
I mean, that bitch is ready.
I'm crying. All right, so now that we've talked about how we're doing, we're going to get into our next segment, which is our Current as Fuck segment. And honestly, there's a lot of like fuckery that's going on in the world right now.
Can I start?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can we speak about like what's going on with Sha'Carri Richardson?
But why are you like in my brain? Like,
bro,
seriously.
wow.
Like, literally.
Wow.
I put Sha'Carri's turning into an unlikable person.
I feel like, can we just unpack everything here? Okay, from the beginning, you know, we all loved her. Everything was going down, like everything was going up for her. We all like, I wouldn't say praised her, but she became popular very quickly because she was like the underdog. She dealt with her losing of her mother, and she was like a black woman going to the Olympics, and we just loved her, right? Then Shorty got caught with weed in her system, right?
Yes.
It was weed. And then we're just like, okay, like we're still rooting for her, but like, you know, she made a mistake. She's going to have to live with that. She'll come back. And then what's the problem though? I'm really confused. Like,
so this is what the issue really is. And honestly, I wasn't like, I've seen it because, you know, you're looking on social media and everybody's talking about her, but I wasn't like really looking at what she was doing.
Right.
But long story short, she was just talking a lot of shit. That was the issue.
So what type of shit was she talking about? Like, was she saying like I'm better than people, or like I'm the best?
I think it was more so like she was very cocky, and people didn't like that. And in the beginning, like, you know, I'm like, all right, you run track, like you talk shit, that's your thing, like that's fine,
right?
A lot of people started to not fuck with her from that. I personally didn't have an issue with that. Then she had liked, hold on, sorry, I'm trying to open my phone. She liked this post that somebody was like, not y'all Jamaicans still talking shit when y'all gotta walk barefoot to your coconut stand every day for a living. So she liked that. Which I was like, all right.
You know, I didn't take too much offense to it because people was really cutting her ass for coming in last.
But then, this is what happened. That I saw, and I was like, all right, you're kind of ODing. So, one of the greater U.S. Olympic sprinters, Allison Felix, was offering, like, advice to Sha'Carri about, so here it says she shared some encouraging words for Sha'Carri Richardson and encouraged everyone to rally around her and support her during this time, right? And then she posted this little boomerang and was like, encouraging words on TV shows are just as real as nothing at all.
So she feel like she throwing shade or something? I watched the video actually with Allison, right? That's her name.
Yes.
And I didn't peep any shade. There was no like animosity, no hostility. Yeah. It was more so like, you know, she's great. She's going to continue being great. And like, we're happy to support her.
Yeah. But I think like from what I understood from what like this little boomerang situation was like, I don't even know if she was taking it as shade. She was just saying like, she doesn't give a fuck about what she's saying because like, but I don't know what other way she would want her to encourage her or to support her, but she felt like this form of support wasn't it. And I'm just like,
so what are you expecting?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I was reading on Twitter that people were just like, Sha'Carri needs a PR agent or a publicist that like needs to she needs to take a break from the internet. Yeah. And she needs to find someone that's going to fix her image because this shit can go down in the toilet real fast.
And that's another thing. When she lost or whatever, I did not watch her speech, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I know. But like I said, based on what other people are saying, when she gave that speech, like, again, I don't think she like congratulated anybody who won. Like she was just like yeah, like fuck everybody else.
No, I feel like I remember her saying like, you know, congratulations to the women that won, but like I'm gonna come back. Like I don't know what she was saying, but like I feel like she did congratulate them.
So maybe she did.
Yeah.
So the point was that she like, again, basically everyone's saying she needs a PR team because she's saying a lot of things that she should just not say.
Yeah.
She's definitely making it very emotional. I don't know if I should.
You feel like she's taking things personal?
Yeah.
I mean, I think because she's not used to all of this backlash. Like just a while ago or a couple of weeks ago, everyone loved her, and now everyone's just like, we don't really fuck with her like that. Yeah. And she's probably just trying to like balance that all, or like take it in.
People who don't fuck with her really like West Indian people, because I know
don't ever start with the Jamaican, y'all. Like Jamaicans don't stop.
It's a very
I'm Jamaican.
It's a very controversial topic, but honestly, like it's really like West Indian people, because West Indian people are rooting for the West Indies. So, you know, it's not like they didn't necessarily fuck with Sha'Carri. It was more so like, but we got these girls here, and you know, they're excelling, we're proud of them and stuff. So like when the news about her, like the weed in her system came out, like, you know, it's sad to say, but they were kind of like happy because, you know, she was not in it. But then I wouldn't even say they were happy. They were just making fun of her.
They were making fun of her.
Yeah, they were definitely like making fun of her. But no, I don't think anyone really doubted for a second that the Jamaican girls would win. So it was like
Jamaicans really got it in track and field.
That's what I was gonna say, because people were saying that's it. Even Sha'Carri's score like was not the fastest, so like it didn't compare to like the Jamaican women's score anyway. So with that being said, it's a lot. It's controversial, and I'm not saying like it's easy what she's going through, but there is a certain way to handle it. Yeah. And
I think also just picking and choosing your battles. Like not everything needs a response. Sometimes you can just be like, laugh about it in your head or tell someone personally, but you don't have to put it on social media because people will take it the wrong way. Even if you don't mean it like that, that's not her intent. Even let's give her the benefit of doubt, right? Like maybe she was just like, overall people are being fake to her. Just keep it to yourself, girl. Don't say it out loud.
But like, at the same time,
pick and choose.
I'm not gonna that situation in particular, I won't give her the benefit of the doubt because you should have just sat there and ate your food. Like,
That's
what's
what I
wrong
mean,
with
like-
you? Like the other things, like that I never commented on anything, and nor did I really care to, because I was just like, don't know what's going on, and I'm not really like, it's above me.
Yeah.
But this one situation where somebody's trying to offer people, one, she's telling people to kind of get, like, you know, get off of you and to give you some bly, but then you're just like, oh, like, your encouraging words don't mean shit. Yeah, so then you're just proving people right. Like, you're literally proving people right. People think that you're arrogant and stuck up, and you're proving
Hopefully
people right.
she saves herself before the mudslide it goes down, or she quicksands herself.
Yes. I think she can.
I think
with
so too.
With some work.
With some work and some help.
Yeah. But I mean, at this point, you know how people are. Like, in this day and age, people going to know that she got a PR agent. So it's just going to be like,
I would just take a break from the internet and then come back when I'm ready.
because it's not easy, and it's not easy. Like, you know, I don't know how recently she lost her mom, but I know it was like somewhat recent.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously she's dealing with that emotion and those emotions and that stress, and then like the weed situation, and it's just like, when that happened, like, whether it's like, you know, whether you think it's right or wrong to the like Olympic people, it was wrong.
Yeah.
So, you know, you broke the rules, unfortunately. So you had to pay for that. And, you know, that's a controversial topic even in and of itself, because certain people have been caught using steroids and then like still been able to run, or not run, but like still been able to compete. So I get that it's stressful, and I'm not taking away from that, but you can't, like, sometimes you have to learn to like not deal with your mental health publicly.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that that's what it is. Like, it's mental health, and other stuff.
It's just too many opinions
Yeah.
being like put upon her, and she's not used to that. So her trying to navigate that is what's best.
Yeah,
Like,
and
her
she's
trying to figure it
young,
out.
so
yeah,
there's that.
she's also young. So
Yeah. So speaking of opinions, you know, we were talking about the Brittany Renner, PJ, whatever
Washington
the fuck,
thing,
PJ
yeah.
Washington situation. So, yeah, one of our controversial topics today, it's not a topic, but one of our controversial current AFK is PJ Washington and Brittany Renner. And Bree, what are your thoughts about their relationship?
first, explain to the people who may not know who PJ Washington is.
So, PJ Washington was in high school, and Brittany Renner has been following him or with him since then. Then he got drafted to the NBA, and now he got like a big contract or whatever the case is. But him and Brittany Renner got married and had a kid.
When did they get married though?
Don't know. That part
Like,
is
I feel
truly
like if they got
above
married,
me.
she would have posted it before the whole issue with them now. I feel like she would have posted that.
What, that they're married?
Yes, she posted the baby. She posted that she found her fairy tale, everything, but she never posted that they got married. I don't remember that.
They married though, because aren't they getting a divorce? Isn't
I
that
feel
the
like that's allegedly.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know. Okay, I'm doing my research.
Okay, whether they're married or not, which I think they most likely are married.
Yeah.
But whether they're married or not, they were in a relationship. They had a baby. Now all of a sudden, they're not together. A few months into the baby's birth. Now, Bree and I have somewhat different opinions about this. So for me, I think it's very predatory, like point blank period. I think that if roles are reversed, people would be like very up in arms. But the way that people view young men and older women, it's always like it's a prize. I'm not saying this is how Bree feels. I'm saying this is like my opinion.
Like, oh, you like predators?
Yeah,
Bree? Like, no.
So no, I'm saying the world. So like for me, I think that it's predatory because again, men, like, you know, if you look at situations where men talk about when they lost their virginity and stuff, they talk about how it's to older women, and like, no, she was a fucking rapist. So with that being said, I feel like it's very predatory. Like whether she, you know, spins the block or not, really don't care. I just think that it's weird. And I think like, what do you want to do with an 18-year-old when you're 27 or however old she is? Yeah, that's my opinion.
Oh my goodness. Before I found out all like that backstory of him being like, I guess, a minor. Yeah. I mean, he was of age, but like he still has an immature mind and he's still like seen as a kid or a teenager.
Yeah.
I really liked her and him together. Like when I'm not gonna lie. The reason why I liked her was because she was so outspoken. And this is before I knew that she like was doing all these things. I thought she was just was very liberated in her sexuality. She was very free. She, you know, was just a woman who was going through a lot of heartbreak. I actually found out about her after she stopped dating Little Uzi, and she wrote her book. I never got the book, but like after seeing other people read it and hearing like the pages and whatnot, you know, I just thought she was a woman that was trying to get over heartbreak and trying to like navigate life. And I didn't have an issue with her. And then, I mean, I think what she's done now is very wrong if this is how it has been. But I also feel like she doesn't address anything. Like she's trying to pull a Beyonce and Jay-Z where she doesn't talk about, well, Jay-Z be talking in his raps. But like, I just feel like she's not trying to address what's going on. So I don't know for sure exactly if this is how it happened. Like this is, as for right now, this is all like speculation. Not even PJ is saying like, she like groomed me or anything like that. He's not speaking about that. He's just more so saying that she's not allowing him to see their son and she's a cold-hearted chick or whatever the case is. But I really thought she found her love with PJ, and I thought they were so cute. And I was like, oh, like, that's great for Brittany. And now this whole situation happened. They don't like each other. She on Instagram, he on Instagram chatting, she on Instagram chatting. And honestly, my biggest thing, my takeaway from this all is everyone needs to be careful of who they lay down and have a child with. Every single person. Just because, and that's why you have to really take time to get to know a person and who they are, because you never know. And like, he could have avoided the situation. She could have avoided the situation. I mean, she probably didn't want to, whatever, if that was her intentions in the beginning. But like, if he probably like waited a little longer, used a little bit more protection. I know everybody love raw dogging meat to meat, but like, you know that song from TikTok? You know that song? Oh my god, I have to send her everything.
She does. I don't know. Those things be missing me.
No, I'm gonna send it to you.
You know what it is? Certain things I see and then I don't connect. Well, the why you being weird to me, I never saw that. That was, it's so funny. Like after you talked about it and then Leighton had me watch the video, that blew up. Like seriously, I've been seeing it ever since I YouTubed it. But no, that one, I haven't seen that one.
But yeah, I just feel like everyone needs to be cautious of who they're dealing with.
100%
in all aspects.
I really didn't want to bring the video up, bro. I really didn't. But, you know, it's just a lot of irony.
Rooting for her because I felt like
ironic.
I feel like she was just so outspoken and like, you know, but yeah.
But she didn't say that she was trying to like in her, you know, technically
as
she was
devil's advocate.
Yeah, she wasn't saying that she was gonna trap them. She just said if you want to, like, they're the dumb ones and they don't use condoms.
I mean, but she wasn't lying though.
Yeah.
None of these celebrities be using condoms.
No. Even regular niggas don't use condoms. But no, seriously though, it's crazy to me when these celebrities get people pregnant that they don't want pregnant, because it's like, you have money on the fucking line. These other niggas have nothing to lose.
Future and his baby mom's Eliza.
Okay,
that whole situation.
Don't even bring up Future, because Future has like 10 baby mothers of children. He doesn't want not one of them. I'm so sorry.
He want little Future. I don't know the others, but
that's the point. Like that's the point. That's the point. Like
who else? Who else be just letting it rip?
I think like everybody before a little Future. I think he's blind, but after that, like
he didn't care about. Yeah.
But no, I was trying to say with PJ. That like if we really look at it, you know, people can say, oh, he was warned and stuff like that, but it's like how we deal with younger women. Seriously, like, you know, a girl who is young in high school and is dating someone that's older, we're like, okay, yes, she should have known better, but at the same time, like, she was young. Same thing, like, that's why I'm like, why would you want to be with someone who's 18 or 19? Even if he was 20, bro. If you're 27, like, what do you want with someone that's that young? Like, I'm 24 and I really can't even see myself with someone who's 21. Like, I just feel like, I just feel like, you know, you're growing up. Like, I don't know what I want. And at 21, I definitely didn't know what I wanted. At 18, had no fucking clue. I had no fucking clue. Like, you know, you have an idea, of course, but it's like, the older you get, you realize like you're mad young. Yeah. Why are you like, what does a 27-year-old want?
Her intentions were not pure. I think the problem with it is a lot of people who date younger women or men, their intentions are not pure. Yeah. And that's the problem. I mean, and also like them like grooming them and them, you know, persuading them to do things that they probably don't want to do. But like, I'm not gonna front. Like, I like older men, but not too old. But like, I can imagine myself being 20, like, yeah, I want to date a 27-year-old because he has his shit together and I like stability and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I didn't. But like, you know, that could be a mindset. But the problem is that people's intentions are not pure when they're dating someone young.
That's like, you're not, I'm not saying that you can't date anyone that's older. Like, you're legal. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying that, you know, there is a gap in like your mindset. Sometimes people are more mature. I'm just saying that for the most part, there is a gap. Like, even you think that you're mature, like at 20 years old you think you're mature,
facts, and you're not.
But at 25 you realize like at 20 you really weren't. So it's just like, it's just like, you know, there's growing to do. And sometimes even if you're in a relationship with someone and you're 20 and they're 27, you realize like there's a lot, there might be a difference, and then also there's a lot to work through with that. We'll leave that there though.
Facts.
Next thing. Okay, so last current event, this OnlyFans shit that they was like, oh, no more porn, and then they said psych, because I had it in my notes to talk about them trying to ban porn, and then they was like psych. So I was like, we might as well just talk about both of those. So one, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I've been knew that OnlyFans were going to try to cut sexual content or like, you know, not.
Why did you think that?
Because for one, once a lot of celebrities started doing OnlyFans, it was bound to happen. Like OnlyFans have put out a statement saying that they don't want to be known as like the sexual app or like the sexual content creative app. They want to move into a different direction where it's like more something different, like art or music or things like that. And I think, to be honest, in my opinion, I think celebrities really brought down the app in a way. Because yes, everyone started using OnlyFans, but it was people who didn't need an OnlyFans to get money. Like, it was them. There's a conversation of them taking away money from other sex workers. And it was just like this whole big thing. I remember when you remember the Disney Channel star Bella Thorne.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Was taking money from mad people and didn't give out no proper content that she said she was supposed to provide. And then like,
and she's charging them like a crazy amount too. I think that was the other issue.
Exactly. And then like OnlyFans decided to like bring down or take, I forgot what they did.
Yeah, so they had like this feature where it was like you had to pay to view.
Yeah.
And I think she charged like a crazy amount. Like, let's say she probably charged like $250 for you to be able to view the picture. And then like you said, something like she wasn't giving out what she was supposed to, and that was harmful to sex workers because now I think they put a cap on it. Like
they put a cap, on how much money a sex worker can make or how much money the content creator can make. And it's just like, and then it just stemmed into more and more after even Beyonce saying do my OnlyFans and the Savage song. Like everybody was just like, oh my god, OF. And I just knew something was gonna happen where it was gonna like,
I think OnlyFans, crash. Maybe their intention was to be like Patreon.
I mean, Patreon is still allowing content creators to do sexual stuff.
No, but you know, with Patreon, like Patreon is associated to me with like
businesses,
like podcasters who tend to share like it doesn't even have to be explicit. Like if they want to share like bonus content, so
Yeah.
like, you know, certain podcasts will be like, hey, like we have a bonus episode. It doesn't even have to be like more sexual than the others. It's just like, here are perks to joining our Patreon.
Right.
But with OnlyFans, like it's not just sex work. It's not. People do story times that they can't do on YouTube. They do like
they can
there's
do weed, like they can do drugs on OnlyFans.
That's what this girl does. She does like cushion crime, where she would smoke and tell her stories about like crime stories.
Because if you start smoking on YouTube, I believe they demonetize you.
Yeah, and then with YouTube, they're like getting really crazy with how they super strict with how they their guidelines. So like you can't say certain words and shit like that. You can't say like even pussy. Well, I mean that's very that's very raw.
Curse too much.
Yeah,
that's so true.
You can't say fuck, like none of that. You can't curse, nothing. So they're getting, because I guess because of the kids, and you know with YouTube, whether you like it or not, a lot of kids are watching.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, there's that. But I just find it weird, and what pissed me off when they said they were gonna like stop them is like, I truly believe whatever people think, I believe that sex work is work. So the fact that you know, sex workers are trying to take control of their situation in a way that works for them, is beneficial for them, is safe for them, and OnlyFans is like, yeah, no, because we have like partnerships that, and now I'm gonna really put air quotes because now they said psych, but we have partnerships that don't want to be associated with our brand because of the sexual.
But you know, I don't blame them. I don't blame OnlyFans. I mean, I get it. I totally understand. But at the same time, like I think about it, if I was a CEO of a company and I wanted to, because again,
you should have
OnlyFans,
nipped that in the bud in the beginning. That is
true.
Should have nipped that in the bud in the beginning.
Is
you don't blow up and make millions of dollars and then say, you know what, thanks for the money, but we're not going to take you anymore.
That is true. I was
like,
thinking about that, but I was saying it doesn't hurt for like them wanting to take it and take their app into a different direction. But that does make sense.
If they claim that that's like that wasn't what their intentions were, they should have nipped it in the bud when the first two people started posting pornography on their shit. That's what I think.
Yeah. Were people like having full blown like scenes, or like was it just pictures?
Nah, some people was having full blown scenes.
Oh,
yeah.
Have you ever paid for someone's OnlyFans?
No.
Oh,
actually, I have. One of my favorite YouTubers, she tells stories, and I wanted to hear the stories that she was talking about. She was like, "Come to my OnlyFans." I was like, "All right, I'm at your OnlyFans."
Pure.
Yeah. So pure. Nah, but I've looked at OnlyFans, and some of them, because they have like free ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they was doing their thing.
I haven't paid for anyone's OnlyFans, but I actually would have paid for this one person's OnlyFans.
Yeah,
because they're fire.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I was like, I'll just catch this content somewhere else.
Right. So yeah. And no judgment to anybody who subscribes to OnlyFans.
Yeah,
like,
no judgment.
Do you?
Judgment-free zone.
Oh, but that's another thing. Apparently, with certain banks, like you're not allowed to even purchase.
Which banks? Well, I feel like it's Chase Bank. Which banks? It's Chase?
I don't know. I don't want to call out any banks, but I think, yeah. But the thing is, I think that it is some American banks that don't allow you to purchase OnlyFans. I don't know. Layla was saying maybe because sometimes people will, like, you know, they will go and subscribe and pay.
Oh, and then cancel?
And then cancel or be like, and dispute it because they're like, oh, like I just was trying to see what this person was offering. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And then y'all said psych. So y'all bitches. That's it. Period.
But I did hear last thing. Tyga decided to make his own like OnlyFans alternative for people who wanted to be like do like sex work and create explicit content.
Go Tyga.
And he said that the company's only going to take 10% of their earnings, which is not too much. Yeah. So if you make 50,000, you know, you can still take home a good amount of money.
Yeah. I just feel like it's just so weird. Like, yeah, like it's 2021 and people still have an issue with sex work. Like, yeah, really, like till the day you die, you only want to consume porn, like on Pornhub, where sex workers aren't even paid properly. Like, girls, get over it at this point.
So long.
Like, sex is really just for your consumption, and that's it. Weird.
All right.
So now we're gonna get into our topic.
But you know what? Coming back, this is going to dive into our main topic because let's talk about challenges real quick now that we talk about the crate challenge. Because I used to, way back when in middle school, I did the cinnamon challenge. I took a spoonful of cinnamon and I swallowed it.
What was it like?
It was dry and like I just started coughing OD. But I also think I was being super dramatic. It's actually on YouTube. I'm going to find it. I'm going to show you my video. Later on though. Yeah. But I used to do like, and I also did, there was another challenge that I did. You remember when people used to do the salt with ice on their skin challenge and they used to burn themselves?
You did that?
No.
Oh.
But I did want to try it when I was younger. But I didn't do it. It's just, what challenges have you done?
None.
Are you serious?
I'm dead ass. There has not been a challenge that I see, because I always see it going wrong and I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not doing that. Like,
what other challenges has there been though? Or have there been?
Remember the plank? That was like silly, but
which one was the plank one?
When people used to be just like, plank is when you lay out.
Oh, I never did that.
Plank like randomly anywhere. Or the ice bucket challenge where you would,
I never did the ice bucket challenge. I thought it was so dumb. Yeah. And then they made it for like a cause. I think it was ALS or something like that. And I was like, okay, that makes sense, but I'm still not doing it. I don't care.
There were others. I was never intrigued by it. The cinnamon one was
what challenge?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there was a get out challenge.
Yes, where people would like run up to the corner and then like cut, or like they would run up really close to the camera and then like turn left. It was weird.
People are weird.
No, but you know what I will say is I did kind of want to talk about the foolishness that we did when we were younger. But what I will say is that anything that I ever do, it's because I want to do it. Like, nobody can peer pressure me to do anything.
No one can peer pressure me to do anything that I don't want to do.
You're never, like, my fear, my anxiety is going to outweigh it every time.
Yes.
Every time.
Yes.
If I do something stupid, it's because I truly want to do it. Like,
have you ever done anything stupid, though?
Yeah, for sure. All right. So, when I was younger, as we're getting older, I can't tell all the stories because some of them I still feel is like a sore spot.
Yeah, same.
But one thing I will say is that when I was in like middle school, I don't know, what's middle school?
6th to 8th.
Okay, so yes, when I was in middle school, I think it was like 7th or 8th grade. It was 8th grade, I remember, because that was when I started like traveling home by myself. And I remember like I had these group of friends that they would like, you know, go see guys and stuff like that. And I remember like the first time, I don't think they told me. Oh my goodness,
I used to do so many dumb things.
Yeah, I don't think they told me like we were going to see a guy, but they were like, oh, like, do you want to hang out and stuff? My dumb ass knew. Okay, my Caribbean parents told me to come straight home. But you see, I had this thing where, because I was kind of a nerdy, so I had this thing called Aquinas Club, where it was like a science group that like you got chosen to be in. It was like for Catholic schools, and you would be there one day out of the week, like after school or some shit like that. So I used to lie and be like, I'm in that shit. I was in it.
My story is similar to yours.
I was in the club, but I used to lie and be like, oh, like it's on another day too, or whatever. So I went with these girls, and I did it like 3 times before I stopped. So I went like 3 times with these girls to go visit random guys. And that was so fucking stupid, unsafe, and shit like that. And I didn't like it. Like, I really didn't like it. The first time, I don't think I knew. The second time, I literally remember. Hold on. So I didn't do anything. I mean, the second time, though, we went. It was in the hood. To put it quite plainly,
was it in Brooklyn?
Yeah. Okay. It was in the hood. I had to take the train to like.
You went to Brownsville?
I don't remember. Where's Sutter? What is that?
Brownsville.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're right.
I dead used to go to Brownsville too. Yo, I have so many stories. Okay, go.
So the girls, they take me or whatever, and we go.
That's a 3 train line, right?
Yeah. Yes. So that's the thing. All right. So, okay. But where I went to school by Grand Army Plaza. It was the 2 and the 3 train, right? So we take the 3 train, whatever. So we went over there, and I remember we met up with these like I went with 2 girls this day, and it was like we met up with like 2 or 3 guys or whatever, and we go, and I'm like, why are we here? Like, we were right by the train station. I'm like, why are we here? Bro, these guys come and they're like, oh, like, how old are you? See, me, I never fucking lied about my age. I was like, honestly, I was never into no bullshit like that. I'm not perfect, but I was never into like those type of bullshit, because I always felt like, now if something happens to me and my mom don't even know where I am, she's gonna think like, oh, that happened to my child because I don't know where she is. And it did, because I was somewhere I was supposed to be. Oh, but whatever. So we went, and the guys, they was like, oh, like, how old are you and stuff? And they like, oh, we're 16. Mind you, we're like 14 at the fucking time. And they're like, oh, we're 16. I had this friend, she was mad tall. And I'm just like, goes back quiet. Then they asked me, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm 16. Because what am I going to say? I'm not going to be like, I'm 14 and then, you know,
hanging
whatever.
out 16 years. Yeah.
But whatever. So I'm like, yeah, 16. So that was one situation. This other time, it's funny because my friend is actually with one of the guys now. No, hold on. It's not bad per se, but my friend is actually with one of these guys because these group of girls did the same thing to her. So yikes. We went to some place that was like somewhat near our school. I don't know how they met these guys, but they did. And again, I used to hang out with these girls because I had a boyfriend that went to their old school, and she would take me to go see him. So I was like, you know, like, all right, you got to give a little to get a little. Right. So whatever. So we went, and I remember we went to this guy, like these guys' house. One of the girls was like in the room. Mind you, like I said, we're in middle school, bro. We're like 13, 14. And one of the girls is in the room, like sucking dick.
First of all, that just unlocked a memory for me that I was in a similar situation. Yeah. Okay.
One of the girls, she was sucking dick. She went to their old school.
I really do be suppressing things in my memories because you just brought that back up from way back when.
And then these other girls, I don't remember where they went, but I just remember I was in the living room the whole time, just sitting there. I want to go. I want to go. And I think that was my last time. Like after that, I was like, I'm not fucking doing this anymore. I'm not doing this.
Bro,
and I forgot to say, the first day that I went to hang out with them and stuff, I had to take the train. And I only knew the 2 train. And where I went, I think they had the 5 train. I took the 3 to the 5 or whatever. And I was going the wrong way. Mind you, I'm late to being home. I was like, I can't.
Oh, God. What did your parents say?
I don't remember. I lied and I got out of it. But I was like, oh, my God, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. But whatever. So those were like 2 stupid things that I can remember first. What about you? You want to start with your stupidity?
So many to count. I was just not. I'm a bright child, but I was not the brightest. Okay, so similar to Ash. Damn. So my mom was very strict, right? And
of course.
I became a really good liar. I went to school, just to give some context and some background info. I went to school in Manhattan. So I've been going to school in Manhattan ever since I was 2. Never went to school in Brooklyn, nothing. So all my friends were really in Manhattan. So I was in middle school. Was it middle school? No, I was in high school. This was 9th grade, 14 years old. And, you know, I live in Brooklyn. All my friends live in Manhattan. I used to be on the track team. I used to be on the track and field team. And then I dumped that shit because I got a microscopic tore in my leg. And I was like, I'm never doing this ever again.
Right.
But I used to tell my mom that I was at track practice. Meanwhile, I was all the way in Dykeman. If y'all know what Dykeman is, I was all the way at 181st Street. I think it was actually 200 and something Street. I'm
about to say, that's the Bronx. Dykeman is the Bronx.
No, it's like the Heights, but like close to the Bronx.
Okay,
like, it's fairly close. And I was in Dykeman with a group of like girls and guys just doing mad different stuff. There used to be this girl. I know her name, but I'm not gonna give her name just in case. There used to be this girl. We used to go to her house, right? She lived in this building, and she lived in the basement. I think her uncle was the super, so her mom were able to live in the basement, and they had a really nice apartment. So it would be mad like girls and guys just in the apartment smoking weed. That's when like I started dibbling, dabbling, smoking in weed. And I just never forget, like there was a point in time where like there was mad guys and I was there, and I think one of my friends left, or I was like there by myself. And this is kind of really sad, but
oh god,
I was in the room with one of the guys and the door was open, and one of his friends tried to lock me in the room with his friend. So like he closed the door, but I ran to the door and my hand caught the door, and he was literally pulling, because he wanted me in the room with his friend so badly and to lock me in there. I was pulling the door, and this, like my hole right here, like went up. Like the skin off my finger came off. That sounds so bad.
Yeah.
Trigger warning, TW. And like, I was just like, this is so dumb. Why am I even here?
Right.
Like, I don't even need to be here. I did not want to be stuck in that room with that boy, because he was definitely trying to do something that I was not trying to do.
Right.
And he was older than me too. So like after that, like that was like one incident, but I used to go to that house all the time, all the way in Dykeman. Like to my mother, like, yeah, mom, I'm at track practice, because track used to be, there's this thing called and it's close, it's on 100 something street too, called the Armory or the Armor something, where like you can do track and field. So I was like, yeah, mom, I'm doing track practice. Meanwhile, I was in somebody's house getting high with mad different boys, and like just, I didn't do anything with them, but like it was just like that was not safe.
Situation, right?
Unsafe situation.
What did you do when you got out? Because I would have fucking punched him in his face. That was one thing about me, and I think that I'm still like that. Like I try to calm down. But when I get scared, I get mad. Like if like in a situation like that where you like are making me scared, I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna fucking black. Like I don't handle shit like that well.
I was upset, but like at the same time, it was only me. I didn't have any like of my friends.
Right.
I was close with I wasn't really close with her, but I was cool with the girl. But she was doing X, Y, and Z in the bathroom or whatever the case was. I don't even know what she was doing. Right. But like it was, I didn't want to say something, and then they try to like take advantage of me, because it was just mad guys. I mean, I was cool with some of the guys too, but like they didn't defend me in that situation. And after that, I realized, I was like, I'm never coming back here, because no way. Like he literally was fiending for me to get stuck in the room with his friend, and what they were gonna do was they were gonna hold the door and put a chair underneath until when the friend was finished with what he was doing. And I was just like, oh no. But that was such a dangerous situation. Yeah. There was been countless of dangerous situations, but like, I came home with an injured finger. I couldn't even tell my mom, because if I told her the truth, she was gonna beat me. And then
they would have had more than an injured finger. I would have had
more than an injured finger, but like, I was gonna be like grounded. She was gonna take my phone away, everything. So I was like, I can't say nothing. I literally wrapped up my finger and said nothing for weeks. But I was really traumatized. But that was such a dumb thing that I did when I was younger. There's even more. I would even say I did something dumb in college too, where like I was dating this guy, and it was dumb because he lived in Massachusetts. I'm bringing back the story. Y'all remember from episode 1 or 2? I'm gonna bring it back now. I was dating this guy. I had met him only once. He came to my school, and I met him only once. He was in the at a party. We exchanged numbers. We did not speak for dumb long, and then he hit me back up, and he started talking. Right. Come to find out, you know, he's like a teacher in Boston, and we were talking about meeting each other, and I definitely took the bus to meet him. I took the bus.
Was the dick?
The dick was good. The head was great. That was probably like one of my favorite guys. Like his head game is amazing. He eats ass well too.
So it was worth it.
It was worth it, but it wasn't smart, because that was like my first time fully meeting him, and anything could have went wrong. Like anything could have happened. I told my mom that I was going back to school, back to my college, and she was like, okay. And I spent the weekend with him, and I did that probably twice. The first time was not safe, because again, that was my first time meeting him. I was going to be staying with him, and I didn't know like what type of person he was. So I told my friends, my best friends, like, listen, I'm going to visit this guy in Massachusetts, and if I text you 212, call the cops. Like we had codes. I was like, if I can't get to the phone and for me to send that text that goes, help me, I'm going to text you 212. And that means for you to call the cops. But he ended up being really cool, and we ended up dating for a while actually. And I kind of miss him.
So you used to visit him often then? Yeah,
I visited him, I think, another time, and then he came to visit me.
No, okay, so twice. I guess another thing is, I don't know. I don't know. Like, so what happened was, one of my, like, this is like my best friend. I've met her. We've been friends since we were 6 years old. Been best friends since we were 6 years old. And she was going to see her boyfriend or the guy she was talking to, and I think we were supposed to hang out. So she's like, all right, come with me. Oh my God. So we took the train and we went somewhere. All I know is we're in front of the corner store because we're supposed to meet up with the guys. Why? The guy she's talking to and his friend comes, like they come in this car, and I don't remember what kind of car it was. It was like a Jeep-ish car.
How old are you?
I think I had to be like 18 because Lane and I weren't together, so I had to be like 18.
Oh, okay.
Bro, why the fuck this nigga came and he was like driving with his foot out the window, and that was like sign one that I shouldn't have been in that car, but like it was what it was. So me and my friend were weak, like this nigga's really driving with his foot out the car. So he takes us around. It's like probably like a block or two away, and we go to the house, and it's just a whole bunch of guys there. So we're there and we're just hanging out. They're like smoking, so I smoked with them. Well, we smoked with them and
you
stuff.
didn't get like anxiety?
No, like that's what I'm saying. Like honestly, when I was saying the situation where I went with the girls and them, like I felt unsafe then. For some reason, I truly didn't feel unsafe here. Like, but you know what it was? Like they weren't creepy and no one was really trying to like talk and stuff like that. Like it was just like they were vibing. Like they were literally just chilling, and like they were very friendly and stuff. Like not in a creepy way, and no one was trying to like. But what I was trying to say is like they weren't creepy or anything. Like they were just chilling. So I didn't feel like, oh, like it's unsafe. It wasn't like everybody was like, or anybody was trying to like feel up on you or like constantly be like, oh, how old are you? So it's just like, you're hanging out with friends that you just met.
I have another story.
Yeah. So
I'm always in the bad situation.
Again, it wasn't safe. It wasn't the brightest moment, but nonetheless, it still was there. And we stayed there, like honestly, we stayed there for some time because I just remember we left when it was night. Like it was probably like, I think it was like 7-8 o'clock at that time. But I remember like it was a trap because like in the basement or whatever the fuck, like it was like a separate part of the house. We went in and definitely like it was a trap. And then I remember I had to use the restroom. Oh my God. I had to go in the person's house. So it was apparently like one of the guys, his aunt's house. So we went upstairs and they had plastic over the couch. What does that fucking tell you? I was like, yeah. The bathroom wasn't bad.
What do you mean plastic? You mean because my grandma used to have plastic covered.
That's what I'm saying.
That mean Caribbean, right?
No, I thought it meant like you're in the hood, like. But I think it is a Caribbean thing too, though. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was just like, I still felt safe. Like I said, I was just like, okay. I wasn't used to anyone like covering their couch. I've only heard of it before. So I was very like, whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was again not safe, but I didn't feel unsafe.
Oh my goodness. When you talk about that now, I actually was dealing with this one guy in high school. And like in high school, I had that whole dream of meeting my high school sweetheart and just like being in a relationship with my high school sweetheart until we go to college and then we get married and everything, blah, blah. So I would be dating around there, right? Or looking for that basically in my dating life. And I was hanging out with this one guy. First of all, I don't know where I told my mom I was going. Again, my mom was very strict. I don't know where I told her I was going, but I said I probably was hanging out with a friend. I ended up going to Coney Island to go meet with this guy at his house. And, I lived in a house. So I was expecting that he lived in a house, but he lived in the projects. And there's nothing wrong with the projects. But as you know, sometimes it can be a bit intimidating if there's like mad guys outside or like, you have to take the elevator or take the stairs. I think I had to take the stairs because the elevator was broken too. And he lived on one floor. I don't even remember the floor. So for one, he didn't even come outside to meet me. Like I had to go inside his building, and I was just like, okay,
right.
And then when and it just wasn't safe.
I just went home at that point.
Like it wasn't safe and it was so dumb because for one, all he wanted to do was have sex, and I wasn't ready to have sex at all. So once I got there, that's what he was trying to do, and I was just like, no, like I don't, unless you're my boyfriend. Like I really made clear to myself that unless you're my boyfriend, that's when I'm gonna give you my virginity or whatever, or like lose my virginity. And And like he was fiending to have sex, fiending to do mad stuff. And like I think his apartment was not clean either. His room was messy.
Where did you stay?
Oh my God, we were in his room, but like we were on the bed and it's just too much. And so after I left, he didn't walk me downstairs.
Girl, he ain't come get you from the door. He was definitely and then you didn't give him the pussy. He definitely wasn't taking you down the stairs. He said, girl, bye.
Girl, bye. And then I had to take the bus. I had to take 2 buses because I live on the other side of Brooklyn. And it was just ghetto. Like,
but yeah, you were saying you live on the other side of Coney.
Yeah, I live on the other side of Coney Island, and I had to take 2 buses back home. By the time like I took the bus, I think I also took the wrong bus in a different way. So I was late. It was nighttime, and I don't even know what my mom said. But
did you get beat, or you don't remember that part?
No, I didn't get beat. Like she was strict, but she wasn't OD strict. Like she gave me some freedom, but it wasn't like freedom that I wanted from like my white counterparts. Like their mothers gave them freedom.
They used to be like, they was like on the weekday they don't have to be home till 9, and on the weekend they curfew is midnight.
They used to.
I'm like, my curfew is 9 o'clock on the weekend. And on the school day is come home after school.
It's come home after school. So that's what I mean by like freedom. Like she wasn't. And I appreciate that of her because I feel like if I was wilding out like the rest of my other our peers in middle school and high school, I wouldn't have be the person I am today. Like so, because they was doing a lot. They was doing drugs in middle school, and like I had one friend who was like smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, sucking dick in the movie theaters, just doing mad different stuff. And you know, I was a little bit too afraid to do all those things. But that was such that was a bad time.
The last thing I would say that, you know, I did a lot of stupid things, but this is the last thing that I'll share with everyone, was me smoking in high school. And it obviously I shouldn't have been smoking in high school, but I was literally smoking in high school, like
inside
up
the building
block from my school, or like in this park.
How old were you? Because I started smoking at 14 too.
Yeah, I started at 14 and I took a little break, and then my senior year I started bugging out again. So senior and junior, I think. But I used to smoke like literally. I used to go with my friends. I don't know. I know this is weird. I do have a lot of women friends, but I do like I like hanging out with guys. They're just so much fun. They're just funny. So like I used to go smoke with these friends that I had during my break or during lunch, and it used to be like literally like in the park up the block from school. And I told you about that story, how I got caught, and I had like, so it was summer. And I had on, hold on, I'm gonna tell you, I had on like these long socks, sneakers, shorts, a top, and then I had this like denim throwover. And we were smoking in the park, and this random guy was like, oh, those kids go to that school up there. And I saw him watching us. And that's one thing about me, I'm very aware of my surroundings because I'm very like paranoid. So like I said, my anxiety is going to take over every time. So I remember he was watching us, and I'm telling my friend like, yo, Brian, like this guy, like he looks weird. Like he's mad sus because he just keeps watching us. Guaranteed, you know, it was a public park. Kids were there, whatever. But he was watching. So I was like, nah. And he watched like 3 times, whatever. So I'm like, nah, we got to go. And I don't remember if they left yet, but I was like, nah, I'm out. Like, y'all can stay here. So went inside, and I remember we had a computer lab, and I'm with my friends telling them I'm not clapped and stuff like that. And I come out, and the guy is right by the door telling the security guys about people I was smoking in the park, because I saw him. So I'm like, I know exactly what he's saying. Yo, I ran a computer lab so fast, took off my denim throwover, and I was like, yo, like, I mean, I don't know how. And I think I did something with my hair. Like, I was like, he's not going to recognize
she was
me.
thinking on the fly.
I just like, you know, walked and stuff, and nothing happened. But I was like, yo, I cannot get caught. Like, I cannot get caught. Like,
I didn't get caught smoking, but a similar thing. I was smoking during my lunch break at school in 9th grade, and this is what made me stop smoking for a while too. I got a really bad panic attack, but I went to the park because we were able to go out for lunch, and I went to the park with like I went to the park with 2 11th graders and 2 other girls that were in my grade, and we got high, but they were like, Bree, you're not doing it right. Like, if you really want to get high, you need to like breathe it in. So I'm like trying to be big dog out here. I'm taking pulls and I'm taking like 7, 8 pulls, like really.
Right.
When I tell you, I started bugging out. Like I started bugging, and because I was bugging and the other 2 girls were bugging with me, we took so long to go back to school. We missed our lunch period. We missed another class, and then it was just so bad. First of all, they took away our lunch because he came back late to the school, and then because I was so high that I couldn't even go to my other class. So I had to stay with my gym teacher. And he was like, what's wrong with them? Like, I started crying too because I was so paranoid. I thought my mom was going to whip my ass because, one, I got my lunch privilege taken away from me. And I was afraid they were going to call her and tell her that I was high. So I started bawling in the locker room. My gym teacher found me and found us, actually, told us to sit down in the gym. First of all, he was so fine. Mr. Mentagas, baby, if you watching this. He was a Greek man, a Greek god. But, yeah, I just knew that I couldn't do that shit ever again. Like, I stopped. And then after that, I started having panic attacks all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's probably because you associated with, like, that one. Subconsciously, you associated with that.
Yep.
Yo. But, nah,
that was
crazy.
so dumb. I can talk about this all the time. But, you know, hit us on our Patreon where we have more interesting stories.
Yeah, the real stupid. Real stupid shit. But all right, so I guess now we could get into our audacious as fuck because I'm sure it's been some time, and I think we're gonna spend some time on this stupid ass thing. So
I'd rather not, but let's do it.
Yes. So our audacious as fuck award goes to that nigga who said why black women are single. So if you haven't watched
he didn't say black women alone. He said just bad bitches.
Oh, bad bitches. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he did say that. So on TikTok, he was saying why women, right? It was women or bad. He said why beautiful women or bad
beautiful
bitches.
Women. Bad, yes. I think it was beautiful women.
Yeah. Bad bitches and beautiful women are single is because of feminism. That's what I gathered. Feminism, but he really said, like, he literally said, though, like, it's because of feminism. He said, makes no sense. He said, y'all think that y'all are queens. You're not a queen. You're not my queen. You're not my mother. He said, I'm paying for, y'all want me to do everything for you. And when I tell you to do something, you don't want to do it. Blah, 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 blah. Now, if you haven't watched it, just look it up on TikTok or whatever and you'll find it.
Yeah. He also, just to add in, he also said that he's a dominant man and he's
not submissive.
He's not submissive, so he's not going to listen to his girl. Yeah. Like he's not going to chase after a woman. He don't care to do all that because
that part too.
He's
very important.
Dominant. How he said it? Dominant.
He was like, I'm not submissive, I'm dominant.
I'm dominant.
I'm like
okay, Mr. Nigga.
And then he was like, you think I'm an asshole? I'm the tool. You are the toxic asshole. The tool. You are, baby. You are. Now, Bree, what are your thoughts about the video?
I'm gonna give it a quick thought because I'm not gonna give this man too much shine. But if you want to date your mother, just say that. There's a lot of there's a lot of things to unpack with that young man, and he is deeply has a lot of stuff going on. Deeply insecure, deeply that wasn't dominance. That's not what a submissive woman is looking for, or looking for in their dominant partner. Yeah. He's just being an asshole, and Mr. It just don't make no sense. So that's my thought on it. He's ghetto.
I know Bree doesn't want to talk a lot about it, but she just said something and it's very true.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start off with that. She said submissive women do not want that in a dominant nigga, and y'all dominant
alpha males.
Yeah, I was just about to say it. The dominant alpha males
ain't really alpha males, baby.
Y'all really got life fucked up. Seriously, a real man, a real dominant alpha man is not like that
at all.
He understands the value in partnership. He doesn't want to just bark at you and tell you what to do and when to do it. He wants to be your partner.
Exactly. He understands the dynamic of lead and follow and lead.
Exactly. Now, with that being said, this just brings up the 50-50 topic. I know it's very controversial, so we might not have all the time to talk about it, but this is why, even if a nigga is making, even if I'm with a nigga who's making, one, I'm gonna be making bazooka money, so if you're making more than that, great. But even if I'm with a nigga who's making more than me, you're never going to be like, oh, I'm gonna pay for everything, and this is why, because I don't trust you niggas. I don't get me wrong, I have a different partner. I'm not even gonna lie, and like, I do. My partner is very different, but at the same time, like, I just believe that people have life fucked up. Like, y'all be talking about your niggas like literally taking care of you in terms of like money and stuff like that, and yeah, he could take out the trash and he could rewire the sink and whatever the fuck, but then he doesn't even know how to speak to you properly. And then y'all be talking about your grandparents' relationship. Your grandmother was cheated on. Your grandfather had 10 different baby mothers with 20 different kids in 30 different states, and he was abusive, mentally, physically, emotionally, all types of abusive. And it's not to make light of the situation. It's literally just to say, like, let's be realistic. Like, you know, your grandmother didn't work because she couldn't. Like, she was literally not able to. Like, you know, at that time, like, women weren't allowed to work. And it's like, you want this type of relationship and you don't know what it really takes. And then I'm not gonna sit here and have some nigga tell me what to do, like, oh, I pay all the bills, so you better wash the dishes. I'll wash the dishes because I want to. Like, you know, out of the goodness of my heart, because I care about you and I want to make our lives easier. I'll cook because we have to eat. And so, like, those are things. Well, I do not like washing the dishes. I do it because I have to. But like cooking, I like to do and stuff like that. And cleaning, you know, you got to clean your house. But it's like, all the things that I say I'm going to do is because, like I said, because I want to do it, and not because you're paying for the house. So I have to keep it that way and stuff like that. Like, you know, I don't agree with that. And people may not agree with me, but it is what it is.
I think the what you're coming from, I can understand it in a way, because there's nothing wrong with a man wanting to take care of you or letting a man take care of you. That's not an issue. If you want, like, if he's willing to or do those things and you want to take care of him, it's like, you know, be reciprocated in a way. I think the issue is that, like, a lot of this becomes transactional. So like, if a lot of men and sometimes women feel like if they take care of you, or if they're the breadwinner in the house, or if they're doing this and they're the one wearing the pants, the dominant one, that's leading the relationship, they feel as though like you owe them in a way. So for example, I don't know, like, some men and women would be like, well, I pay all the bills, so the least you can do is do X, Y, and Z. I do this, so you should be doing that. And I think that's the problem, where it's just like, a lot of relationships are so transactional. Like, it shouldn't be like that. And it should just be, again, a growing partnership where it's reciprocated in both aspects. Like, sometimes your partner won't be able to give that 50 and you have to take up the 75 to give for the 20. But you would hope that they would do the exact same for you. So that's where it comes into, like, where a lot of these dominant men feel like if they're taking care of a woman, and same thing with a woman, that they're owed something, like it's obligated for them to get something in return. And it's not always the case. It's
like, you know, Bree said it perfectly. It's like, it's very rare that people can say what they want, but it's very rare that someone is going to take care of you completely and not bring it up that they take care of you completely.
They're always going to bring it back up in maybe an argument in some way, shape, or form, even if it's not their intent. They're going to be like, well, I did this. Let's say you and, like, you know, they take care of you and you're in the house with the kids. That could be man or woman. So, you know, you're with the kids and stuff like that, and you didn't get to wash the dishes like once or twice. Let's say twice. They'll say something like, you're home all day, you didn't wash the dishes, blah blah. Well, I'm out there busting my ass
instead of just coming home and washing the dishes themselves. And that's what I say. Like, I'm not saying it will never happen. I'm not saying that you shouldn't strive for someone to you know, pay the bills if that's the partner that you're looking for. I'm just saying that that's my issue with, like, videos like this, because when you watch this is not the first, second, third, or fifth guy to say this, like, or person. A lot of the times, if someone is paying majority of the stuff, they're going to bring it up. And that's why I just feel like, in any way that I can be like, yo, this is how I want my life to be, it's a partnership. and that's just like, you know, my personal opinion. So like even when we talk about like the 85-15, like the 85 to me isn't, oh, you can buy me.
We forgot to talk about your review.
Oh, shit. Yeah, the 85 for me isn't if you can buy me a house or not. Well, you know what? Let me rephrase that. I want you to have the money to be able to. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, when finances really come down to it, then, you know, we will agree on what happens there. I'm just saying, obviously I need a partner with money. Not an option. Not saying, and this is not, I'm going to take care of a broke guy. Not that. And I'm not, women, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. It's just more so about like you finding a partner. And, you know, if you decide to build with your partner, or even if you start dating your partner when they already have money, like just remember that things are a partnership, and you never want to be the person that's seen as a leech. Because like I said, niggas will, or people will always bring that up. Niggas is what is it, unisex at this point. So yes, niggas will always find a way to bring it up, and I just find like that's unfair. And the other thing is, yeah, mad perverted. Like your mom is the only queen. When you get married, you literally become a new family with your wife and your children. Your mom still matters, but she's not your queen.
I feel like this all stemmed from Kevin Samuels. Right. You can have two queens.
Exactly. No, it is two different loves, but a lot of people don't get that because no, seriously, because that's what we were talking about downstairs. Like, you know, there's this thing that was going around talking about like when you're not used to witnessing a healthy relationship, even if you live with two parents, sometimes your parents don't have a healthy relationship, or like if it's a single dad or a single mom, the kid that's there sometimes get elevated into the role that's missing. And like the most common one, but there are other types of relationship, is like a mother and a son, a single mother and a son, or even a mother that's in a relationship, but you know, the dad is not doing what he's supposed to, and her son. It's like she elevates him to man of the house and stuff like that. And he feels like he runs the house, he can do whatever, and then he carries that on into his relationship. And then like the mom doesn't want, like never finds any of his partners to be good enough and things like that. So it's like, it's a different type of love, but most of these people don't get that. They need therapy. So they need to start there.
Facts.
But yes, he gets the Audacious as Fuck award. And I guess what? We're going to talk about sex life.
We're going to talk about sex life next week because Ash was able to watch the entire series in one sitting.
Don't say that because I'm supposed to be working.
For the streets, right, Ash?
Yo, we're going to talk. Hold on. I'm going to tell you though. All right. But we're going to.
They're so judgmental about her past.
That was episode 10. Bye, besties.
Bye, besties. See you back at episode 11.
No.